G'day Sunny Coasters, Gordon here with Guardians of Freedom. Just want to do a quick shout out to all of our Sunshine Coast freedom fighters and a quick intro and welcome message to the Sunshine Coast Guardians of Freedom branch. Just a little bit about Guardians of Freedom. You know, we've been around for a year and a half, nearly 2 years, probably since close to the beginning of this scamdemic, and we've had a pretty solid action plan in place. We've had a pretty clear vision of what's happening, what's coming, and we've pretty much been preparing every step of the way. So plan A was really, how do we put a stop to this, and how do we ensure that we keep our country as a democratic free nation. And you know, we've been working very hard on that. I've been working to get as many people mobilized as we can get. We've been up against quite a few roadblocks to achieving that, and the roadblocks are actually coming from within the freedom movement. It's a lot to do with wishful thinking, a lot of time spent on things that simply were never going to work, and I'll put a whole nother video series together, and it doesn't really matter because we are where we are now. So plan A, we're pretty much putting that on the shelf because we are now beyond that point where we can actually pull that off and mobilize enough people, and it was a pretty strong hard but lawful action that we were calling for. Plan B is really simple. It's an off-grid community, completely off-grid, and it's something that I think a lot of people find hard to grasp or deal with what's really happening out there now. So it's something that we've got to be prepared for. We need to have our mindsets prepared for this, and what I say to people is really simple. Plan B is there, and I always say prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Now, with our plan B, a lot of people aren't going to be, I guess, staunch enough to say, yep, I'm going to do that. And what I'll probably say to people is it's really simple. For me, it's really simple. I can't accept what's going on. It's wrong, it's evil, and more than that, it's going to change humanity forever. It's not just about me, it's not just about my kids or your kids or yourself or your family. It's about all of that, but it's also about humanity being basically imprisoned and changed forever. So on that note, I'm prepared to do anything and everything that we have to do, and that means making some sacrifices. Now, on the other side of that, if we do make the sacrifices and we are wrong, well, no harm done. You can actually just say we're going to have a nice bush camping trip, and if we're wrong, well, you just come back and everything else will be there. But I can guess by now that most people out there can see that the way things are progressing, the chances of us being wrong are less and less likely. If we're right, guess what, guys? You've just saved yourself and your families or whoever you bring out with you. So that's what Guardians of Freedom is about, guys. It's about being prepared, and the time is now here where we really need to connect. So this is what we're doing with the branches. So the Sunshine Coast branch is about the local community connecting and really building genuine rapport with all of the other freedom fighters in the area, but also moving towards the correct action that's going to keep us safe and secure. There's no point just being buddies on Facebook if we're not going to take any action. It's not going to do anything, and that, you know, knowledge is not power without the right action behind it. That's what Guardians of Freedom is about. So welcome to everyone who's come on board, and I guess if you haven't been to one of our video conferences, please come on. We're on every fortnight on a Sunday, Sunday 10 a.m. Queensland time, and we run through everything: who's behind it, how they're operating, what are the action plans, and how do we operate. So it's really important now that people start to see the message we've had from day one, which is this thing is far more serious than what a lot of people think it is. Your government's not listening to you. They don't care. They've signed up to another agenda, and they don't work for us anymore. They're moving towards that agenda. So we've got to really get rid of this wishful thinking. Protest is not going to cut it. Okay, it's not this time. So I'm a believer in protesting for a lot of other causes, petitions. I'm a believer in that for other causes, political action, court action, legal action. I'm also a believer in that in other circumstances. This is the New World Order, and we need to really understand old world is here. We're now in the New World. and we've got to understand and come to terms with that. It's a very difficult pill to swallow, of what's happening, and we need to muster up our courage and our strength and be willing to do what needs to be done to keep the future alive. And the future alive means as many of us are outside of this matrix, this new world order matrix that they're building. If you're inside, I'm telling you, there's no way you're going to get through this without getting your jab, your chip, and everything else that's going to come. So that's what it's about, guys. And we've got our barbecue, like I said, it's coming up this weekend, Sunday the 7th, 10 a.m., guys. Great opportunity. Come out. It's at Bly Skate Park, and you'll get to meet all of the other freedom fighters in the area as well. We'll get to have some great chats, some great food, kick the footy around, play some cricket, and whatever else anyone decides to bring out to the park. So take care out there, guys, and please, last thing I'm going to ask is share now as much as you can, so that we can get as many local sunny coasters working together, looking after each other in the likely event that we're going to need that support. So take care out there, guys, and I can't wait to see everyone on this Sunday.